to use the drugs. You're exposing it. They want to throw you back in jail. This is a massive travesty. You also got to watch your back like Gary Webb. Stay with us.
For centuries, silver has been used as a powerful natural antibiotic, and as a listener to this station, you probably already know the benefits of using colloidal silver. With so many websites to choose from, finding a reputable, patriotic company with great products at affordable prices can be a difficult task. Introducing UtopiaSilver.com. UtopiaSilver.com carries the best, most effective, and most affordable colloidal silver and colloidal gold products in the industry. UtopiaSilver.com also carries products to fit your lifestyle, including weight loss, immune system defense, cleanses, herbs, joint and bone care, and much more. First-time customers using promo code GCN50 will receive 50% off all colloidal products. Visit us today at Utopia Silver, that's UTOPIA Silver, utopiasilver.com, or call 888-213-4338. That's 888-213-4338. UtopiaSilver.com, taking back America's healthcare one American at a time.
Alex Jones here with vital information concerning our nation's fragile food supply. Folks, there are some truly dangerous trends forming, and I think it's important for my listeners to do three things right away. Number one, study the past. History really does repeat itself. Number two, learn to spot the dangerous food shortage trends. Number three, take decisive action. A perfect storm is brewing for a global food crisis. That's why I'm telling everyone to read the new book, Rising Prices, Empty Shelves. Warning signs that trigger the deadliest famines in history. Don't get caught unprepared when the crisis hits. This book is only available at risingpricesemptyshelves.com. You'll also get a free copy of Supermarket Survival, How to Cut Your Grocery Bills in Half. Again, that website is risingpricesemptyshelves.com. That's risingpricesemptyshelves.com.
Still ready to save? Then you're ready for the fall super sale at herbalhealer.com. Herbalhealer.com has been the leader in quality natural supplements since 1988. Log on to herbalhealer.com and take advantage of incredible fall savings on all sale products running through October 18th. Herbalhealer.com is proud to offer eFoods Global products, premium storable foods that are delicious, contain no MSG, no trans fats, no GMO, and have a 25-year shelf life. All you do is just add water. To learn more, click the eFoods link on herbalhealer.com and you can try eFoods storable meals for free. And don't forget to click the specials link for even more savings at herbalhealer.com. Be sure to sign up for our free newsletter. And as always, new customers get a free 128-page catalog with your order. herbalhealer.com, healing the world with nature, one person at a time. Hurry, sale ends October 18th.
You are listening to an Infowars.com frontline report. If you are receiving this transmission, you are the resistance. Extremism and defense of liberty is no vice.
All right, it is the final segment. We don't have time to get any more callers. We'll be back, Lord willing, tomorrow live. And then I'm going to be broadcasting from the Federal Reserve. I'm going to go ahead and go up to Dallas Thursday night. Up there at the Dallas Fed, then I'm going to move on Saturday and Sunday to other Federal Reserve compounds around the state of Texas. But I'm calling on people all over this area to converge and camp out at the Federal Reserve in and around on the sidewalks. If you're angry about what's happening, I want to draw attention to the actual money laundering mega banks, the big six Federal Reserve shareholders who've all been caught laundering drug money over and over again and taking houses that they didn't even have a deed to and that weren't delinquent in payments. You know, that's come out with Bank of America. And the week after that, I'm going to go and demonstrate at Bank of America, you name it, because they've been caught red-handed over and over again and not gotten in trouble. It's time to not just let the left have a bunch of controlled, people protesting capitalism. And I know most of Occupy Wall Street aren't doing that. My point is we are going to go directly after the real issue. Speaking of getting this country back, Ron Paul came in third in fundraising, $8 million. Rick Perry raised $15 million, but he's got a really bad history. And the more we expose him, the more he'll fall in the polls. But again, you can go to Infowars.com and DrudgeReport.com and other sites. Paul hauls in $8 million. Rick Perry hauls in, 17 million. So there you have it. Ron Paul, of course, on average had less than $50 donations. Perry, on average, had $3,000 donations, the maximum amount. It's just truly disgusting. We've got to do something about that guy. And Herman Cain's just as bad, folks. Total globalist, talks a good game, but worked for the Federal Reserve. That's all coming up. And I'll be back, of course, tonight, 7 o'clock with InfoWars at Nightly News at prisonplanet.tv. And we got G. Edward Griffin on tonight. G. Edward Griffin on tonight with us. And then we're going to do an extended interview and air the rest of it Friday on the Nightly News. So G. Edward Griffin coming up tonight, prisonplanet.tv, 7 o'clock. Now, going back here, I'm going to try to shut up here for the last 10 minutes. And this is so important. Get Ricky on as soon as we can after this, because I don't want him to get sent off to the Huskow again, because his testimony is so important and he's had courage. You were getting, sir, into the fact, and you're on record, I've seen the videos, criticizing the rappers, promoting the drug culture, and you're clearly saying this is brainwashing, selling it as cool. You're telling the kids it isn't cool, and they're trying to, and you've got the letters there on your site, they're trying to put you back in jail, saying you're promoting a culture of drugs by saying in the drug war, which puts the money into it, which pushes the culture of drugs. They're saying because you want to end prohibition that you're a drug pusher again. And then let's expand on them not letting you on with John Stossel.
Well, John Stossel had contacted me about, he heard me speaking on a NPR, I think it was, radio. And when I was on there, I talked about how if they take one drug dealer off the street, the demand is still there. So what winds up happening is from that one who controlled that area, now 10 guys want to take over that area. So now these guys are all starting to grow and become as big as this one guy was. So instead of having one guy that was controlling everything, now you got 10 guys that's fighting over this particular area. And it don't matter how many of these guys you take off the streets, somebody's going to come in and want to take that position. So I was telling them that it's like repetitive. And then even when you take this guy off the street, not only that, but the price goes up. You know, when the price goes up, then that makes people who otherwise wouldn't get involved saying, you know what, $100,000, I'm interested. Or,
also, it causes more of the addicts to break in and rob liquor stores and steal copper to be able to buy the more expensive product.
Exactly. So all that is fueled by prohibition. And I really believe that this is something, because I'm also working on a movie right now with a drug addict. You know, I spoke at one of these drug houses a couple months back, and when I did, one of the drug addicts came up and she started telling me about her story, and it just reminded me of when I used to be selling, and I was inside of these houses where they used all the time, and it hit me and it was so profound. I said, you know what, nobody has told this story from the drug addict's point of view. And she said, I never wanted to be a drug addict. I wanted all the money that the drug dealers was making. But the only thing, I tried my product and got hooked. So when you look at all that, the money and prohibition is definitely one of the main attractions.
Now, you're speaking out to get rid of the prohibition that would end all this overnight, so they want to throw you back in jail because they're all part of the same system. Kevin?
Well, I was going to say, I think it's very interesting to note that, you know, back during the days of Pablo Escobar, I think, which went up to like 93, 94, something like that, I'm not sure, that as bad as it was, he kind of had like this whole system like under control. And it's kind of interesting to note that as soon as they killed him, that gave birth to this huge onslaught of the Mexican cartels. And so it's like the same old thing, like Ricky was just saying, you cut off a head and 10 more heads grow. Well, you know, now the business has been taken out of even the Colombians' hand, where only the Colombians now just, all they're allowed to do is just manufacture it.
And now Rick Perry says send U.S. troops to Mexico to fight with the Mexican army. The Mexican army are the biggest drug dealers. They're fighting with the other cartels. This is an unwinnable war because you have poverty and people that can make billions of dollars off of this, and they've got a culture of death being sexy. This isn't going to end. And I think the globalists have pushed this drug war so far, it's now going to consume them, and we're hearing more and more voices in government, including conservatives, saying decriminalize now.
Yeah, no, it's turned into a turf war. I mean, at first it was just the money fueling their ability to sell cocaine, but now it's all the money they make from selling cocaine, like fueling their turf war. And it's obvious that, you know, certain cartels, such as the Guzman El Chapo, or however you pronounce that, is totally becoming one with the government.
And you know what, too, Alex? You cannot declare war on drugs. This war is a war on the people, plain and simple. There's no way you can fight cocaine. How can you fight cocaine when it doesn't even have any power? Cocaine is powerless. It's the only power that cocaine has is what the people give it. We make it valuable. When you look at a coca leaf, what is a coca leaf? It's no more valuable than the grass that grow out in our yard, but it's the value that we put on it. When we make it valuable, then that's when everything gets crazy.
I just think that we need to start examining what an end to prohibition could really look like, because you always get the same thing. People are going, so you're saying that you should be able to buy crystal meth at a 7-Eleven and all this? I think people on our side need to start coming up with a real definition of
it's what Ron Paul says. You regulate it, and it's seen as a disease, and Europe's done it in most areas, and the use goes way down. So them claiming Ron Paul wants 2-year-olds to inject stuff. I can buy methamphetamine behind a 7-Eleven here in town. So I can drive down to East 11th to buy crack cocaine right now if I want to. And
downtown
the cops,
L.A. too. It's wide open. They stand out on the street with it all day long.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I've driven through certain areas of town, going to different community events and stuff, and have the crack dealers run up and, hey, let me give it to you. And this cop car is driving right by, and they're not doing anything about it. Now, I want to expand on this. Kevin, you got cut off by a break earlier. You were bringing up, this has actually come out, that people would get busted bringing drugs in, and the government would say, we're going to let you go, but now you're going to deliver it through this Border Patrol agent. And our Border Patrol's got a lot of good men and women in it, but let's be honest. A lot of them, especially the supervisors, they're some of the biggest drug dealers in this country, and it's come out that Sinaloa is allowed to ship right through those border checkpoints. They've got them 100 miles into the state, and they flag them and let them come through. And I will not let the Border Patrol, known for drug dealing, search my car looking for their products. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I've been in jail with a Border Patrol agent that flagged them through. And somehow they didn't go along with the system, and they throw them in there with us. So absolutely, I've seen that firsthand.
Kevin, tell us about your sources.
Yeah, no, I'm going to protect my sources right now just because I'm working on it.
I don't mean tell us who they are. Tell us the information.
Well, this guy was flying shipments for a cartel. He was landing, on the American side of the border. He got caught. He got turned into an informant. And the only thing that changed was where they wanted him to land. So they just started having him land over here. That's all that changed. And then they took it from there, and that was it. And that's how he stayed out of prison.
Wow.
It's unbelievable, Kevin. Well, you've done so much great work.
Yeah, I appreciate you too, Kevin, with all the work you've done for me when I was in prison and the things that you've been doing for me since I've been out, because you really, Kevin has helped me get a job and things that a lot of other guys just getting out of prison didn't have, and I really appreciate that. And you too, Alex, you guys have really supported me. When I got out of prison, I remember you asked me on the air, was I thinking about committing suicide, or did I have any suicidal tendencies? So just those things that you guys have done for me have really been helpful, and I still don't plan on committing suicide, Alex. I still love life. If I had to go back and do 6 months, absolutely will not kill me. Okay?
Well, that's important to say. Absolutely.
I'm going to take the difference between Ricky, I'm going to read, I'm going to study, and when I come out, I'm going to get right back on the same plan.
Wonderful, Ricky. What were you saying, Kevin?
I was going to say, and the difference between Ricky and the rest of them is that Ricky never got high off his own supply.
Absolutely.
Now let's...
I don't drink alcohol, and I don't smoke cigarettes either.
No, I've seen the videos of you out there giving speeches. You look super fit for your age. Look. In closing here, people need to stop this travesty of justice. You're out there telling kids not to use drugs, but you're also saying in this failed drug war. It's been great for the banks making the money, but it's been a failure for us, the people. It is a war on our liberties. They put it out there, and when we pick it up, they put us in jail for it. It'd be like if they said if you have a gray rock in your pocket, you go to prison. And then the government comes and dump trucks of gray rocks in front of schools. That's the big criminal activity. So folks need to go to freewayenterprise.com or freewayrick.com. They need to go there. They need to send letters. And they need to also support what you're doing, Ricky.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I really appreciate everybody's support. And I won't stop doing what I'm doing. I love y'all.
Well, we appreciate your courage as well, even though you've been threatened. Kevin, we appreciate you, my friend. I'll say bye to you guys. I'll see you tonight, 7 o'clock, Central, prisonplanet.tvs. All right, retransmission starts now.
Infowars.com for 16 years has led the charge against the technocrats. We have had unrivaled success in unlocking minds, expanding paradigms, and rallying the people to face the New World Order. No one can deny